Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and with the 5-year anniversary winding down, I mean, let's be fair, it's basically done now. I'm sure everybody's finished Easy Aing their Goku Black and has done the Future Trunks stage of Infinite Dragon Ball history, and unfortunately Global did not get anything new, so that's all we've had to do for this last part of the anniversary. So now we are casting our eye forward as to what will be the next Dokkan Fest for Global. So we know that the 350 million download celebration is going to come at the end of August, but that gives us a whole month basically with nothing to do. So I brought up the 4-year list for Global so we can see the timelines. Obviously this is the 4-year anniversary stuff here, so we scroll down past this. This was still the anniversary. We got the LR banner, so then we got a Dragon Ball Heroes banner. And this was the last thing, apart from some Easy A's, that we got before the download celebration. But the problem is, when this Heroes banner came out on Global with this story event, JP had already had 2 Heroes events? Or banners? At least one. They'd already had at least one. And then they had this one, which we then got, and it had some of the units that we'd never had before. So this was the first Heroes banner that came to Global. So there's no way, unfortunately, that they're going to slot in a Heroes banner between now and the 350 million download celebration, because we are up to date with Heroes. The last Heroes banner that Global got was the last one that JP got. So as of right now, there are no new Heroes units that have not come out in either version. So unfortunately, as much as it would be super hype, because, you know, Global main, and I do love Dragon Ball Heroes, I very much doubt we are going to get a Global first Heroes banner. So then after this, as I showed, we went into the 350 million downloads. So what are they going to put to fit in the gap between the 5-year and the end of August? So here's the timeline from JP. This is obviously where we are now with the part 3, with the Easy A. So then JP got Beerus, and of course, Global's already had Beerus. So we keep scrolling down here. We've got this Easy A, we've got these Awakenings. We don't have Demon King Piccolo in the World Tournament yet, but we've had this 17. We haven't had this Awakening yet, which I'm really looking forward to. Or this Jackie Chun. Then was Saiyan Day, which of course was on both versions, so Global has already had this as well. So we'll keep on scrolling. These came with Extreme Super Battle Road, so we still can't get this yet. Then JP got Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, who Global got for Christmas, so we've already had that as well. So we keep on scrolling. LR Krillin we've had, Nappa we've had. Then we get down to the Gotenks and Boo Dual Dokkan Fest. And I've seen a couple of people ask if this would be next, because it was technically the next one in line on JP that Global hasn't had. But it's very, very unlikely that that will happen, because this Dual Dokkan Fest released for JP's Golden Week, which is like a holiday in Japan. And they always release a Dual Dokkan Fest for Golden Week. So last year it was Trunks and Tamasu for us. So if we look at the date here, this was on the 24th of April 2020. This is when Boo and Gotenks came out. And then if we go to Future Trunks, he was released on the 26th of April 2019. So obviously they're off by like 2 days, but it's basically the same week essentially in Japan, but the previous year. And then this came to Global on the 12th of November. And that is because obviously we don't have Golden Week, and Global generally runs behind. So this celebration is what they give us for what is essentially like Thanksgiving, which I know is only an American holiday. Like obviously we don't have it over here, but they tie it in with that for Global. And then this was the celebration where the Trunks and Zamasu banner came out. So just like JP, it's very unlikely that they'll change the date of this. And also we've literally just had a Dual Dokkan Fest for the anniversary, so it seems very, very unlikely that they will not only bring this up in the schedule, but drop literally the next Dokkan Fest will be another Dual Dokkan Fest. So then we need to keep scrolling, and we get down to, we get a new Battlefield LR with a new Battlefield update. We could easily get this out of order, which would be good. Raditz Easy A, then the physical Vegito Blue Easy A, which obviously Global already has, this Frieza, which we now already have, a couple more Awakenings, and then boom, there you go. We get to the subject of the video, which is the STR Kefla and the Universe 6 stuff. So as you can see, there's a couple of Awakenings and a couple of new units. You got the STR Kefla, who is a Universe 6 lead and rapid growth, which is her new category. It's another very odd category. We'll have a quick look at it in a sec. She infinitely stacks attack. She gets pretty decent overall buffs. Also, if you pick up enough orbs, you can get some extra attack and a high chance to dodge. Then on the third turn, she transforms into a Super Saiyan. And then the next turn after that, as long as you have 60% or more HP, then she transforms into Super Saiyan 2. And unlike some of the other transforming units, like for example transforming Frieza or Bardock or even the new Gohan, who lose their infinite stacking when they transform, Kefla does keep the infinite attack raise. So she's going to be able to hit some pretty crazy attack stats. She does do immense damage. She gets a massive buff, high chance of evading attacks, and gets a guaranteed additional super with 6 orbs. And she changes orbs as well with her active skill, which you can use when there is a Pure Saiyan or Universe Survival Saga category enemy, which is obviously, because it has Pure Saiyans in it, is a very large percentage of the game. So she has the possibility as a unit on her own to be super, super good. However, when we look at the rapid growth category, Gohan's on there, I guess. He's on every category. He's got so many categories. Any Universe 6 units we don't really need to look at because that's her other leader skill anyway. But as we have a look down, I mean, AGL Raffle Broly's really good. The new Gohan is on there, which is actually kind of cool. But let's see, anyone else of note really? Obviously, like the new Gotenks will be on there when he eventually comes out, because again, we're probably going to get her beforehand. Kayla's on there, and then the other Keflas, but again, they're Universe 6 units. So, as you can see, it's not like a crazy good category. And I know everybody talked about it when it first came out. Truth did a video about it. There's a lot of units that should be on here that aren't. Like, all of the Goku Blacks should be on here. And even if you're not going to use all of the Goku Blacks, all of the Rosés should be on here. But yeah, there's a ton of units that are missing. And then, of course, the problem is her other category lead is Universe 6, which is also not really that great. Like, that's the thing, I don't mind when these new units come out and they have a weird new category if their other category is really good, because then you can still kind of mix in some good units. Like, the new Gohan is a good example, because he leads Hybrid Saiyans, and then his new category Saviors, which isn't that great, but it means you can make a really solid, like, mostly Hybrid Saiyans team, but throw in a couple of the best Saviors units. Like, I think LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is on there. And obviously there are not a lot of teams that you can run a bunch of Hybrid Saiyans and LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So that would be a cool little mix into that team. Whereas unfortunately this team seems not great. So we do get the new Vados as well, who is actually really, really good. She becomes a super good link partner for like every Beerus in the game. I think she's actually better for going with Beerus than Whis is, because she gives this ridiculous buff. You got Universe 6, Realm of Gods, Siblings Bond, or Bond of Master and Disciple, and they all stack. So Beerus is on Realm of Gods, Siblings Bond, and Bond of Master and Disciple. So she gives him like a 60% attack and defense buff. So she's really, really good on her own anyway. She lowers attack and seal super, which is really useful. She changes orbs to rainbow, which can help everybody else as long as there's another Universe 6 ally in the same turn. So, depending on the team build, obviously, new Kefla herself, or like LR Kale and Kefla, or even Champa, I guess, even though unfortunately the only Champas we have in the game are not very good. So, she's really, really good, but she will go into the general pool. She's just like the Bardock and Gine and Trunks and Mai that we've got now, like units that you see pop up quite a lot. Like the STR Saiyaman, who awakens to Super Saiyan Saiyaman from the Super Saiyan 2 Dual Dokkan Fest banner. I think I only pulled like one copy of him from Goku's banner, and by now where we are at the end of the 5-year, I've got enough copies to rainbow him. I just haven't done it yet because I haven't farmed his super attack. So you don't need to summon on the Kefla banner to eventually get copies of Vados, as long as you're lucky, I suppose. But the other thing that came up that does make this seem even more likely to happen is this tweet. Shout out to STR Dokkan. He's been posting a lot of good, reliable leaks lately. He retweeted this post the other day saying that Infinite Dragon Ball History has an end date on Global, August the 9th, which is in a week's time. That is what they do when you see it come up all the time in the news. When they're going to add new stages or revamp an event, it comes up with an end date, and then the event is not available for like usually a day, sometimes 2, and then it comes back with an update. So that could be for Kefla, or that says here it would be out of order, because if we have a look at it, we have this stage now. The youth stage was added when Buu and Gotenks came out, but we've already discussed that that's probably not going to be what's next. So the Universe 6 stage came out with Kefla. So what will be really interesting is they do number the stages. So if you look at Dragon Ball History right now, it says Stage 6, Dragon Ball Super Future Trunks Saga. So if they drop this, will they just make this Stage 7 on Global, and then when this drops, make this Stage 8? I feel like that's probably how they will do it. Because it'll be super weird if they drop this one, and then in the menu it says Stage 8, Universe 6, and there just is no Stage 7. But they could do that. No one's really going to care that the numbers are out of order. But I do think that would be a little bit weird. But I mean, I'll take, another Dragon Ball History event just means another bunch of stones, a nice long event to sink your teeth into with a bunch of different teams. But yeah, so that evidence from STR Dokkan does make it seem likely that something that is updating Infinite Dragon Ball History is coming soon. And as we've already discussed, it's probably not going to be this, because they're not going to release Buu and Gotenks out of schedule. Now, I could be wrong about that, but in previous years, they haven't done that. Like, they didn't release Trunks and Zamasu any earlier than the Thanksgiving era thank you celebration. So it seems likely that they will stick to that same plot. So it definitely seems very likely that the STR Kefla is going to be the next Dokkan Fest for Global, and then we will go straight into the 350 million download celebration afterwards. So I will do a separate video about her banner and my thoughts on summoning. My initial off the top of my head reaction is that definitely if you're free to play, do not touch her banner, because the 350 million download banners will be very, very good. We'll probably see the return of Cooler, probably AGL Bardock, as well as some others. So if you're free to play, you do not want to be summoning on this banner. But anyway, there you go. That's all the information that we have at present based on what we know. It's obviously just a guess. I could be completely wrong. Something new could come out, a global first maybe, or they could actually drop Buu and Gotenks, which would be absolutely disastrous for global, because with the 350 million download celebration right afterwards, you'd really have to contemplate skipping Buu and Gotenks for the 350 celebration. So that would be the worst thing they could possibly do. But let me know what you think is going to happen down below in the comments, and I guess we'll have to wait and see. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. You can follow me on Twitch or join my Discord. The link is in the description below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.